Hi guys, it's your boy Trader Tinashe, and today I am going to be analyzing Gain X400 with you guys. So Gain X400 is only found on the World Trade Broker. You can see here. It says worldtrade.com. That's where you find Gain X400. So I am going to show you how to analyze the market, how to get a perfect trade from the 1 hour time frame without using any indicators, and I'm going to make it as easy as possible so that you guys may also find it simple when you analyze on your own. So the first thing we do when we open a chart, it can be any chart, it can be gold, it can be Euro USD, it can be gain, it can be blue, whatever, a synthetic or commodity or a currency. The first thing is to spot which trend the market is in. So how do you find the trend? The trend is obviously going to be an uptrend or a downtrend. There are only two trends, but you have to find the perfect point. You have to know the perfect identities that define a downtrend or that define an uptrend. So an uptrend is when the market is going up, creating higher highs as it goes up, and a downtrend is when the market goes down, creating lower lows and lower highs as it goes down. So your job as the trader is to find which trend the market is in at any given time. So your job as a trader is to open each and every chart, try and catch, try and catch and identify the trends which the market is in. So this is Gain X400. If I am going to find the trend, the first thing I'll do is move to the line chart. So the reason we use the line chart is to avoid noise, to see whether the market to see where the market closes without those wicks affecting us. So it just makes everything easier. So you can tell that this was an uptrend, the market was going up, then it broke this and started going down. So this, you can see that this was an uptrend. It was in an uptrend before, but now it's no longer in an uptrend. It created, this is the high, it created a low, this is a low, then created a lower low, and that indicates a downtrend. If we have lower lows, it means it's a downtrend. If we have lower highs, it means it's a downtrend as well. But if we have higher highs it's going up, it means it's an uptrend. So right now the market has changed from being in an uptrend to coming into a downtrend. So now your job as a trader is to find the point where the market is going to make its next low. Right? We now know that the market currently is now in a downtrend, but we don't know where it will make its next low. So what we do is we go back to the candles, right? We take our parallel channel, we touch the highest point, and we touch our second highest point, which happens to be here, and we let the trend line go. Then we touch the lowest point, which happens to be the first lowest point, which happens to be here, and let the market go. So it will appear something like this. So now we are certain that the market has to reach this point. It has to continue, touch this point, maybe go up again, touch there, but what you need now is for the market to touch this point. It may come breakout, but that's a story for another day. What you are looking for now is for the market to go down and continue going down. Okay, so now basing on what you know about the equidistant trend line, the market has to go down and touch our trend line at the bottom. Then if it breaks down, it breaks down and we look for sell. But if it doesn't break, if it reverses, we continue looking for buys and we ride the trend. So if you watched my videos, I talked about premium and discount. We only sell when the market is in a discount only. We only sell when the market is in the premium zone, and we only buy when the market is in a discount zone. So what's a premium and discount? A premium and discount means that you can see that this would be our point 0 at the top, this would be our point 100. So if we were going to buy, we would make sure that we buy below this line. The middle line is the 50% line. If we were going to sell, we should make sure that we sell lower, we sell higher than the premium. We sell higher, which is the premium zone. If we're going to buy, we're going to buy in the discount zone. Like we talked about before, everyone likes to buy things when it's cheaper, which means at a discount, and people like to buy things when it's mm, people like to sell things at a higher price as well when it's at a premium price. So looking at this line between here is the 50%, which divides the premium zone and the discount zone. So this also divides the trend, right? So if we were looking to buy, our market should have ranged above our premium zone, above our discount zone. This would be our discount zone. This would be our premium zone. So if the market was to buy, it would have broken this line you can see here. It would have came, retested it, and continued going up, right? But in this case, it broke our 50% line, meaning it doesn't have any further friends or any further relatives on the buy side. It is now looking to come to the sell side. This is what we call a retest. It has just retested our 50% line and it's now moving forward, going down to touch our major support, which happens to be the support line. Okay, so with that in mind, we now have a first confirmation. Our first confirmation was the channel, right? Our second confirmation was the 50% line. The 50% line also confirmed that we are now in a downtrend. We have broken the 50% line and we are now heading down. Now we want more confirmations that indicate that that it is a perfect sell. Okay, so we move on to a smaller time frame. The 30-minute time frame will do. This is the 30-minute time frame, guys. So looking at the 30-minute time frame, what we do is we take our rectangle, we look for the previous supports. This happened to be our previous support to touch point A at point B. Then we let the market go, right? Something like this. So it will appear like this. So this is our support, right? Which this was our support which was broken, and then now it's being retested to go down. At the same time, our 50% line is also being retested. So that's a third confirmation we have. We now have three confirmations that the market will go down eventually. So the next thing you do now is try to find the perfect point to take this trade. So you would move on to the 15-minute time frame. The 15-minute time frame is as low as you can go. Okay, so this is the 15-minute time frame. We now know that the market is gonna go down, but we also don't have a perfect entry. So if I'm going to use my support for an entry or the resistance, this would be the perfect time to place my entry, right? If I'm going to use a trend line to mark an entry, okay, I usually don't like using the trend lines because on a 15-minute time frame there might be fake outs or the market may dance around a bit on the trend line before it goes down. But if you are going to use it, you will see that the market is currently at the third touch. And you know what happens at the third touch? The market will respect the touch and continue going down. So this is where it's at right now. It might dance a little bit, but that's how the market moves. It might act as if it's going in loss, but that's just your entry. So it's at an unbreakable resistance, which is a very hard point for it to break. So, and also it's at the 50% line, which is also a very hard point to break. So if it already broke down, the chances are that it will continue going down. But if you want to wait, you can wait on the 1 hour time frame. You cannot enter now and wait on the 1 hour time frame. What you're waiting for is for the market to respect our 50% line, which happens to be here, or move to the 4 hour time frame so that you get a clear view. Okay, if you move to the 4 hour time frame, what you're gonna do is wait for the market to retest this point. So after retesting this point, it's gonna come down again. After it finishes retesting, this line is gonna fall down and continue and go down until it touches our support line. So Depending on which trade you're going to wait for, I would suggest that your entry should be now. This would be a perfect entry to sell, gain X 400. So if you sell now, you would exit here. So let's see the risk to reward ratio, how much money we're expecting on this trade. If you are going to sell now and put your target at the bottom there, right, your stop loss should be higher than the previous side, just a bit higher than the previous side, with a risk to reward ratio of 4, meaning for every $100 you're going to risk, you're going to make $400 in profit. So this is a perfect trade, something that I would recommend anyone who wants to take it to take it. So yeah, that's a perfect trade. See you at TP. Thank you for watching.